Well, good morning, guys, and welcome to the show. Today we have Dodge Durango in, but that is not important. What's important is, Fernando,
that it's Friday. No, it's not.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, guys.
One job.
I know.
The reason why the Durango isn't important is because it's a Dodge, and Dodge is what's important. And today we're going to take a look at the Sub Pro and how it works, what it does, and why you might want one instead of just doing a standard high level to low level inside of your Dodge. Let's get started. This is the Amp Pro Sub. This is for adding a subwoofer to a premium audio Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep system. This particular one is for the 21 to 24 vehicles. And what we thought we'd do today is kind of walk you through and show you the advantages of doing this as opposed to just strapping in a high level to low level adapter and hoping for the best. Inside the box, you get the instruction manual, you get the bass knob and cable, the brain module, the T-harness, and this little guy right here, which I'll come back to. This is actually really important depending on which one of these vehicles you have. The brain itself looks like a standard high level to low level adapter. It's not the most exciting looking thing. However, when you pop it open, you can see that there's a lot more going on than a standard high level to low level adapter. It's not. It also doesn't have any speaker wire inputs or anything like that. They just reused the case for their high level to low levels that they made. The T-harness is designed to go behind the radio. Most of these Amp Pros are designed to go behind the radio, so you do have to do that. There are other manufacturers that make similar devices. Sometimes those can go at the amplifier. More than likely, your Amp Pro is designed to go there, so make sure you check that and add extra time and delicacy because some of these radios are a little harder to get out. On this end, you're going to find the blue with the white stripe, which is your 2 amp remote turn on. It's 2 amps, so if you think you're going to need more than that, make sure to add a relay. This is designed to plug into the unit here. Now on this, there are 4 dip switches, and on page 2 of the instruction manuals, dip switch 1 is no function, 3 and 4 are no functions. Really the only thing that this has dip switch for is whether you want 5 volts or 4 volts depending on the amplifier you're using. Default is 5 volt. That means more than likely you're just going to leave those dip switches alone. The reason for the dip switch bank is for the regular Amp Pro. When you get that, it does have a lot more functionality in there. Unlike an Amp Pro, this only has a single RC output, and it is actively crossed over. It does not play full range. It does come with its own bass knob, which I really like this bass knob. The neck here is very long, and it makes it real easy to put into some of the thicker plastics that are in the factory dash, unlike the bass knobs that typically come with an amplifier. To use it, it simply plugs into this little 2-pin here on the side. If you don't want to use this bass knob, you want to use the one that comes with it, I would recommend still plugging this in until you're done and have tested everything. Maybe put this in an easy to get at location because there are some things in the instructions that'll tell you the bass knob does need to be plugged in order to adjust. Outside of that, that's entirely up to you. The last thing, as we talked about, what is this guy here? The last thing that we need to talk about is this guy right here. This little unsuspecting plug. It says on it, this is the ANC CH02-HAR version 2. This is the ANC bypass, automatic noise canceling. There's a bunch of different ways to say it. Basically what it is there is a fake noise that gets generated for the exhaust in this car that pipes through the subwoofer. We don't want that because that'll do all kinds of damage to our aftermarket sub. This is designed to bypass that. So this has to get plugged in at the amplifier. That means this is going to go behind the radio. This is going to go at the amplifier. We have 2 things that we need to find in the vehicle. Let's head into this vehicle. We already have it apart because we're more interested in showing you how this works as opposed to just taking the vehicle apart. Let's plug this guy in first. In this particular vehicle, located here in the driver's side all the way at the back, is the factory amplifier. We can pull out the little 10-pin plug, plug this in, plug it in, give it a little yanking, and that's it. Now we have the ANC done, and this will no longer make any strange noise for us. Now we have to hop into the front and plug in the master Amp Pro. In the Dodge, you have to get to the master radio brain. In this case, it is located on this panel here up behind the radio. There are 2 square plugs, one green, one blue. Pull those out, match them up to our green and blues here. push in the red safety clip. I like to do the car side first. Repeat the process and plug them into behind the radio. Next, we're gonna mount this here into the back. And for right now, we're just gonna plug in a temporary set of RCAs so that we can monitor the unit and also snake your bass knob somewhere convenient for right now. Then we can put the unit back into place. For this, we're gonna be using our IRTA2 so that we can look at the signal coming from the Amp Pro and the signal coming from the factory subwoofer. One of the reasons why we like this vehicle for this demo is it does in fact have the factory subwoofer. And we wanna show you what that signal looks like. This is the factory subwoofer here. We are going to put our test leads into one of the voice coils on it so that we can see what this is getting for audio. So what you're gonna see is 2-channel input into the IRTA2. One of the channels is gonna be coming from the back subwoofer. The other channel is gonna be coming from the RCA out of the Amp Pro. That way we can show you, and you'll be able to see what is happening. The reason why I say that now is because we are playing Pink Noise from the Educar Test and Tune app, and there's gonna be a certain amount of noise that is gonna be playing, which means talking might, you know, but you have to hear it. So let's hop in and take a look. Playing our Pink Noise, and what we're looking at here is the factory subwoofer. And you can see where the roll-off is happening, somewhere around 64 Hertz, and it really runs out of energy there at around 200. If we switch to the Amp Pro, now we can see we have a nice flat response, and it rolls out to somewhere in the crossover point around 350. As you can see here, we have plenty of energy to go in, well above what we would use as a normal crossover point. If we go back, typically if you're gonna cross your subwoofer over at 80 Hertz, that's right in this area here. A lot of energy is missing, and the reason for that is this is only designed to play ultra low sound. These 6x9s here in the doors, those are the subwoofers, but those roll off. So in order to recreate what you're seeing here and hope for the best, you'd have to sum the door speakers and the subwoofer to recapture this that is being lost, or just use the Amp Pro. Alright guys, there you have it. That shows you the difference between just doing a high level out of the factory subwoofer or going with the Sub Pro, the right thing to use, and what it's going to look like so that when you put a sub in there in your amplifier, you're not disappointed and going, where's all my bass? I don't have any bass. Where's my bass? I want luscious bass, and you should too. Buy the right thing to do the job. We hope you enjoyed this one as always. Fernando, if you please.
On to the next one, guys.
You guys have a wonderful night as always. We'll see you next time. Bye.